Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I am streaming some 2D4X. I didn't do any Hex even this week. I had I drank some coffee earlier and it went down the wrong pipe, and I had like right before I started streaming. So I'm still recovering. You know, that thing where your eyes are all watery and shit. It was awful. I'm alive though. It's better than death. I guess. Let's start out this stream with some dark thoughts. Anyways, I'm trying to make the chat thing while I'm talking. I'm trying to do the chat thing. I'm terrible at multitasking. I was thinking about that earlier when I stream on my other channel. People ask me occasionally like these deep questions, and I'm trying to play a video game and respond, and I always sound like a fucking idiot. I mean, I could just also be a fucking idiot, but you know, it's worse because I'm trying to multitask. I should just pause the game and answer, but instead I feel like I need to continue. Works well with turn-based games though, because then I can just talk. Anyways, at the end of last stream, I was going through the issues, which I actually don't even have my issues up. Let's pull up my issues. Someone came in a chat. I think his name was .blank, and we were going through my issues because I do that right before the end, generally. Make sure we've marked off everything we've done or added what we need to do the next time. And I mentioned this thing down here, and he had some suggestions, and I was like, no, that shit won't work. But I actually was thinking about it immediately after I stopped streaming. I was thinking about it, and I was like, I think that will work. What he was exactly talking about, because we added this root node in a while ago. Today we're going to work on the AI factions and AI people stuff. But originally this thing was at the top, and it was firing, like all of its children were firing so fast we couldn't get anything done. Like I couldn't sneak in any code before this. But I was thinking about it, and I think we can actually do exactly what he was saying. I'm going to call this the closer node. Oh, I got to pick the node thing here first, though. We're going to call this the closer. And I guess I'm not using the word node at the end of these. I'm not sure why I stopped doing that. But if I put this right up here, I think we can do it. At 3 hours, my brain stops working. So I think that was part of it. But what I'm talking about is have these automatically be hidden. Maybe we should call it the hider. Yeah, we should call it the hider. It hides things. It's the hider. We're gonna rename that. Oh, we gotta close it though, or we'll have all sorts of catastrophic issues here. The hider, and then we'll rename. Well, we got to open it again. Hider, and then we'll rename this thing. I should have just deleted it and started it over. Whoops. And then we'll put a namespace in here because it wants one. I keep saying I'm gonna probably start adding names. You know, have a different namespace for each thing, but at this point, who gives a shit? It's just, I'm just doing it because it requires it. No, it doesn't even require it. It gets annoyed if you don't have it. So that's what's going on there. I'm just double checking all my settings here while I'm at it. Everything looks normal. Everything is normal. So on ready, it might even work. He had on enter tree in there somewhere, and I did use that the other day, but I don't even know if we need that because this is going to happen before those other things. I think it goes down, but then the children, it does all the children first, and then it goes, you know, so this is going to be the first thing it does. Well, the camera body is going to be the first thing it does. And then it's going to go to the game controller node, and then it's going to do all the children first, and then it's, you know, before it does what's on there. So, what are these things? These aren't all the same type, though. I wonder if this will Nodes, no. Nodes that need closing. Oops. I do that all the time with those. And then we'll just do a for each. Now I'm thinking this won't work. We'll see though. What's your problem? Oh, this probably has to be like a node 2D or something. Yeah. But yeah, they're all different. Well, they're not all different. There's two types in here. There's node 2D. No, they're controls. I don't think... I might have to stick a... we might bail out of this. Well, we'll see. I don't think I can. It's going to let me put this. Where's my closer? My hider. My hider. I could do a var. I'm not a big fan of vars. But we could do it. We could do it. Yeah, it's not going to let that. What happens if we do var? I don't think you can do a var up here. What the fuck? We can do control, but they're not all controls. The cat decided to start chasing its tail. This cat is not like a normal cute cat, you know. It's not. It doesn't normally do that. It doesn't like chase its own tail type things. Rare. It's very rare. So when it's doing it, I'm always shocked. We actually don't want the top bar to be. That didn't look like that assigned it. Why do these always start expanded? This doesn't look like that's doing anything. It normally has a thing there. You know, it shows the name of the thing. I don't know why I'm wasting my time with this shit. I don't think this is working. We'll just delete it. Yeah, it doesn't know what that is because it's not assigning it over here. Weird. That wasn't the issue I was expecting. I did build it again. Let's build it one more time. I don't want the top bar. Yeah, it's not assigning it. I've done this in the past. All right, fucking who cares? We don't need this shit anyways. Isn't that like that? I didn't want to do it anyways. All right, so what are we doing here? We want to... So the main thing we're going to want to do is at 0, we should have... So under our clock... under our clock here, we should have some events that fire. So this isn't used yet. This is at 1 a.m. on day 0. So when the game starts, it starts at 0, so it doesn't fire the event. You know, it doesn't. The event happens at 0, not after, or during 0. So that's this one. So day 1, it misses this first thing, and that might be okay. We might be able to delete this. So when the hours are set, when their hour is 0 on the first day, this thing happens. Well, we have this one too, but it doesn't. This is ready to do something, but it's not currently set up. This is, and if we play the game, Well, let's make sure that, yeah, our deletion here, we didn't fuck ourselves somehow. So it's 1 a.m. on day 0. Work day is over, so it's 5 p.m. and hour is 0. Everything has been taken care of in the correct thing. I'm going to search motherfucker here, and we're going to get rid of this. And so we probably can get this faction capital and stuff out of here too. I like to capital or capital with an O. I like to clear out my debug logs every once in a while and just have a nice clean one. When I probably release, I'll want to put, yeah, like look at all these county improvements. So I was trying to fix that bug, and it wasn't a bug. Fuck you. Oh, I just said. Don't lie to me. Oh, there's going to be a million of these. Except this is the one we want. Alright. We can get rid of that. What else do we got to get? What can we get rid of? I still want this one. It's nice to know that the time is working. It's 1 a.m. Alright, so we have our 3 events going. What we want to do is, so you build a building, right? You say, hey, I want to build this building. Then the next day, people start deciding if they want to work there, right? And currently, their thought process is just going to be, if there's available space, hire me. That's going to be the full thought process. That may or is going to change in the future. Some of them may not want to work. And it's also, people working is going to make them less happy. And I know that's the opposite of a lot of games. A lot of games, when they're unhappy if they're idle, which is bullshit. Very few people want to work, and the people who do, especially if it's constructing a building, like no one really wants to do that shit. And I know people are gonna be like, no, I love making buildings, but in reality, no one wants to work, and that's not like a talking point of like, oh, everyone's so lazy. I just mean literally, like, if you could do the work that you chose, you picked, we wouldn't be picking any of the jobs we currently have. So, but we're not going to get to that yet. First thing we want to do is so that's what this work thing is. So let's open this up. So at work day start, okay, so this is not what we want. We're gonna add another node, and we're gonna call, it's just gonna be a plain old node. We're gonna call it, let's call it, fuck you, population decisions for now. And of course I'll rename it later, and then we'll have some fucking epic issue that is caused by me renaming something like last night or yesterday morning or whatever time it was. Add a script. Let's not call it this. Let's call it AI population. Except it's kind of, yeah, we'll just call it AI population for now. Except I want a space in here. And we'll attach a script to this called AI population. I really wish this didn't default to this either. I would like things to be really easy on myself. This is not a UI thing. And we'll create this guy. And this is not going to be on ready. On ready, though, we are going to subscribe to those things, actually. Process isn't going to be used. I try to never put anything in process. We can get rid of this. Save this guy. And what I was thinking there, that's that look that I just had. That's me thinking, like when I stare at the ceiling. We're gonna just copy this over, and it's gonna subscribe. So days start. Uh, we gotta put this in the namespace. Maybe we should have like a whoops. We should have a UI namespace and a player namespace, but I think they're all just like mingled together. The spaghetti code joke, or it's, I guess, type of, the whatever. It really applies to my code. The shit's all intertwined. It's just a fucking mess. And so we'll have this will fire off day start. I'm just gonna make sure that this is, where's my clock? It went moving across the place here. We're gonna pin the clock up here too, and I guess AI population for now, and work. We'll just pin all this crap right now. Clock day start is hour 0. That's what I thought. I was just double checking. Maybe we should rename this to like midnight. It's hour 0. We should call it hour 0. And then we can go over to work here. And what are you doing on your generate leader influence? Oh, this shouldn't be in here. Adjust their activity. This should be in here. Well, we kind of got to think about this. This maybe shouldn't be in here. Work shouldn't be, maybe this should be in the AI population. This is adjust their activity. This is actually what we're doing, is we're adjusting their activity. It currently just does nothing. Maybe work is the wrong spot for this, and we'll move this over to AI population, because AI work is going to be a different thing. I just want them separated out so we can get, if we can find this shit later. I think this needs to be moved. Yeah, adjust all the world population. So this also probably we would want to happen not at midnight. Well, no, it does. We just need to. Yeah, this just needs to go over to this other script, which I'm probably breaking something here as well. And we're going to call this hour 0. Man, that shit really fucked me up. That drinking. And you can do alt something. Hey, somebody's calling me on my cell phone. What are they thinking? Who uses their cell phone for phone calls? All right, so we're going to have them adjust their activity, which is, this just moves their activity to the next thing. That's all that does. But before we do that, we're going to have another one that has them, like, decide what they're doing the next day. Population, decide, population thinks, decide next task, decide next activity. So it's going to first, they're going to decide, and then it's going to adjust them. That's all enter gives you that shit. And I know everyone knows more than me, but might as well say what I'm doing. Have the world population decide what they are doing the next day. I'm surprised we're not. Here we go. Oh, this is my attempt to unsubscribe from stuff. I don't know how to do it. This doesn't, yeah, this doesn't work as my, we're going to get some, I'm going to build this actually before we get too carried away here. I don't know how to do it, Joker. How's your day going? Your morning, afternoon? It could be that. It's not fancy enough. All right, I guess we weren't using that anywhere else. All right, well, so how are they going to decide their next? Well, we're going to need this thing again. So the first thing that they're going to need to do so this is going through, what is this thing doing? Okay, it's going through every county, and then it goes through every person in that county. Can I put this over here? Chocolate milk and macaroni. That doesn't sound like that mixes very well. Maybe it's just me. Ribs sound good. I mean, and all individually, they sound good. Go through every county and go through every county's population. And then we will go. So what we're going to do is the county. Where did we stash this shit yesterday? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the county improvements. So I was going to have it go through all of the county improvements and see if any of them are set to being built. But I think that's dumb because we're going to want to not have this go through everything all the time. And this is already set to go through everything, a lot of things all the time. So I think what we could do is in county data, we could put in right here, I suppose. Oh my God, look at this. Oh no, I have an S at the end, but this is still wrong. But I'm just going to pretend like I didn't see it. We're just going to have a county improvement in here, and we'll call it actually. Well, can they build? They can build more than one is the problem. We could have it. Sorry, the cat made a weird noise. We could have another list of county improvements. I guess right now we'll just go through all of them. Fuck it, right? You know, that's true of me as well. We'll just have them go through all of this, and I'll put a note in here. In fact, we'll put a note in here. Right now, there's not that many, but my fear is that if there's 100 county improvements, and there's 500 counties, it's gonna have to do that, whatever, 50,000 times every day at midnight, and that's a lot. I kind of just want to put another list in this county data. Fuck it, we'll just do another list in this county, and we'll rename this again, and we're gonna hope we're not fucking anything up. All county improvements. Then we're going to do another list. County improvement. You know, someone in chat once was saying you really want to avoid parallel lists, and now that's stuck in my brain. Under construction, but I think I like literally what I just said could happen, where there's 50,000 things that would have to go through. Improvements, and we don't want 50,000 of these things. So we're going to do it like this. And then when you say yes to this, it's going to add I'm looking at what we got already in here. Charge for building. The banker probably should be the one. What are we passing through? We're passing through this county data, and we're passing through this thing. The banker should probably be the one who assigns it. I know that's not traditionally the banker's job. The charge for building, and we'll have it add this. Why can't I just type add? Oh, good God. Because that's the wrong thing. But I was also typing it wrong. County under construction add motherfucker. There we go. We'll put this and we'll rename this thing. Or we could just make a new one. God damn it. There's so many. Add the... Alright, I'm going to leave this as just with a gap in there. Hopefully it will catch my eye one day. Alright, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put a note up here. Charge for building, and also assign it to the under construction list. Yeah, I don't know if the parallel list thing is as bad as I think it is. It's like, it seems like you need to have some. They're not the same. They're different. All right, so that's gonna, because you can build more than one thing at once. And that's what I was originally just going to have a county improvement there, and you just like, hey, if this one's this, but you can build multiple things at the same time. So now back to this thing. What it would do is it's going to go through each county, and each county's, it's going to go through each, for each county improvement data, in under construction county improvements, do something. And what we'll do, no, we want it to go to each person. Each person will look to see how will what order will they decide? Well, right now they'll just go to the first one that's available. We don't give a shit. So it's going to be first to the person. So each person will go in and it will say if person dot activity, current activity is equal to we actually just have some it's just text, and this is where I was like kind of scratching my head if I wanted to do strings, or it's just this thing here. I mean, it works with strings. Maybe I don't want to do strings though. You put out any tutorials lately, Joker? They don't always get suggested to me on YouTube. I look at them when they do, but all text, jobs, idle. So if the person's idle, if the person is not idle, continue. So it will just skip out of that shit. We don't want it to continue. I'm trying to use the whatever it's called, that thing. And then if they are idle, we'll have it go through and these are under construction so that we already know that this is we already know that this is they need to have work done. And so under the county and if county improvement data, we got to do another thing, and I don't know if we did it. County population, not this, though we may need that. We need to check to make sure that county population is a public class. This isn't a public class. What is this? It has node on the end. That's weird. What is going on here? Is this assigned to something? Is it just sitting down here in public classes wrong? Wonder why I made it a node. I wish I could remember things. This could actually be a resource, except, let me think about that. If it was a resource, there's only going to be one of them. They're all the same, and I feel like if they're all the same, it's pointless to make them a resource. Well, I guess we'll just continue on here. These were commented out because this is what we're doing right now. This is going to be a county improvement data, which is a resource, and this is going to be a county improvement data. And we're not using the word building anymore because they're not all buildings. Current improvement and improvement. And then down here, current activity. And we'll bring this down so we can see it without going over there. And then next improvement here will be and then we'll move this up. And then down here, this current improvement, yep. And then down here, this next improvement. Yeah, I don't know why I put a node on here. Let's fix this thing. And I was looking at this. I was wondering, like, what happens if the next activity they don't have anything to do the next day? Um, I think this will still work. If the current improvement data, um, county improvement data, max amount of workers is less than county improvement data current amount of current workers, that means they have less than or equal to. No, it's just less. If it has less work, then we need to assign the population. And I guess there's another way we could do this too. And we could assign these guys to a list that's on the county improvement, so you could click on it and you would see everybody that was working in there. Somewhere you can do that. We don't currently have that set up. Instead of it going through the whole population, let's add a note for that, because that's going to be a later thing that I think we're going to need. County improvement, have a list inside the county improvement data that has everyone who is working on it. I'm not sure if that's 100. I'm not sure if we'll need this, but I have a feeling we will. I am not sure if we will need this. So I'm not gonna turn it into a issue, but I'm gonna leave it in here, and if we need it, then we'll turn it into an issue later. So if this is less than if the max amount of work, that's not. If max workers is less than the current workers, person activity equals all text, jobs, building, and person next improvement equals county improvement data. And then down here, what is your problem? We're missing a thing. Once again, imagine back in the day. Must have been awful. So the goes through the county population. Why do we have this happen? Oh, this makes the heroes do it too. This is wrong. It's not wrong, but it is wrong. If hero is spawned, we don't have an is spawned button or thing. If hero, we don't want if they're in there like a normal person, we want them to do normal work. But if they're not, what did we do? Spawn token. How did I do this? County population. How did I differentiate if these things are... Okay, so we have a token. If token is equal to null, then this happens. Hopefully we're assigning that token somewhere, right? Let's see. I feel like we're not. That's just moving shit. If county population token equals null, do this stuff. Else, do this stuff. So I guess we are assigning this stuff. We'll fucking find out, right? There's no argument given. So this is what I was like, I think we might actually need this. So these are going to start out as null. I guess the one good thing is we could, if we made these, did I put this in the wrong order? Where does it go? Current act. What are you doing here? This is so long, you're not going to tell me the rest of it? Current activity. Okay, this needs to go on the other side of this is all. And we'll hit enter over here. And this needs to go here. But correct. Okay. Then we just got to do the same thing. Well, it's offering me the same thing, but it's... There we go. Get out of here. All right. Back to what we were doing. AI population. So it's going to go through every single one what we're doing. And this hero activity was wrong. So this is what they're doing for the next day. So you can't, like, between midnight and 9 a.m. you can tell them to do something, but they don't actually start to do it or till the next day. And I wanted to do that. I have this whole reason for that I can't remember right now, but I know that I thought about this deeply and long and hard. So what we want to do is have this assigned there, and then we also need to have and there was a reason why we needed to keep track of what they did the day before, and now I can't remember why that was the case, because it feels like we could just do current, and if current's null, then we know that they don't have anything. Dev Waddle, how's it going? How's life? That reminds me, I need to refresh this every once in a while. I mean, I guess I don't have to, but I feel like I have to. Maybe I have to. It's just the chat thing over there. So for the current activity, the next, I know that there was a reason I had to have these things broken into pieces. So we'll do that. So we're gonna do that anyways. So this is gonna set this stuff here, and the next day we need to set this. We actually need this to be person current improvement equals person next improvement. There we go. And this is going to be the same thing down here except with hero. Whoops. I think the reason why we have to do that this way is because of, let's get rid of this. This is from Unity. Is because of the way I'm doing it right now, where it does it the next day. All right. Adjust all the world's population. Go through every county. Every population in the county. It's going to assign their next activity. It's going to assign their next improvement. It's going to go next activity, next improvement. This is only if the hero isn't spawned, so that works there. This is to decide their next activity. Currently, we're just having them, they're going to build regardless. They're not going to have any thoughts or feelings. They're just going to build the first one, the first building in the list. They're going to assign it. They're going to get it. Their next activity is going to be building. Their next activity, this is going to be their next county improvement. And is that all we need? I feel like I'm forgetting something very important. But I don't think I am. I mean, this isn't going to work exactly how we want it, but because no, I guess it kind of is. The AI can't build anything yet. That's where hopefully we'll get to today. I have a feeling we will not get to that today. It seems very unlikely. Uh, but let's see here. Let's hit play and see what we have accomplished. So how we're going to be able to tell this? Oh, you know what's going to happen though. We're going to have to wait 2 days, and I don't want to because I'm lazy. Let's. What did we call this one? Um, this one's called First Run. Let's add First Run. Let's subscribe to First Run on here. And then, well, we're gonna have it do the same thing. Oh, you can't do that. Whoop, no, I just have it. I just have some typos in here. Okay, so First Run will be the thing that happens at 1 a.m. just so that it happens, and then every day after that it will happen at midnight. And now we can. All right, so it's hour 0. How we're going to test this is we're going to look at this population list. So this is not working. Something is not working. You know what's not working is I didn't build anything. Okay, we need to build something. Let's build a fisher's shack here. Of course they're idle. They don't have anything to do. What time is it? It's 2:29 a.m. So we gotta wait for the day to pass here. Okay, the day has passed, and it still is not working. Am I on Portland? I am on Portland. Now my question is this the problem, or is this not working? Do we have this assigned to our script? We do. We know that this is happening. Number of panels visible. Let's get rid of that. I don't know what the fuck that is. We don't need this right now. Maybe ever. And actually we can't let's get rid of the modified time right now. Modified, is that how I spelled that? We don't need this thing. And then let's go into here, into AI population. Did we get any? We didn't get any bugs. All right, let's double check this. Decide next action. For each, it's going to go through every county. It's going to go through every person in the county population. I guess this is plural, so yes. That seems like I would name that something better, but nope. It's going through everything here. If their current activity is equal to idle, is not equal to idle. Yeah, so if they're already, oh, what is idle? Where's my fucking alt text? No, scavenging is idle. Just double checking. Then for each county improvement in max workers versus current workers, if it's less than, let's check and make sure that I actually put some numbers in there. Current amount of work, max workers, current workers. I also forgot to do something. Okay, so those all have numbers in there, but we also want to we want to add in that there's a person working there. If max workers is less, what the fuck? If max workers is greater than current workers, I actually don't want, I want this the other way around. If current workers is less than, and then we'll put a thing in here, we'll say GD print $. Well, since it's auto-generating the last name, I'm gonna just have it do. I would be lazy and just do that first. Is building does it know county improvement data? I can't remember. Where the fuck are you? I don't. Of all the things not to have open right now, county improvement data. You know, these things don't know what county they're in. I don't know if it's necessary. I was just gonna throw that in the GD print there. Save that. I think it was the less than greater than thing that was fucking us. I see someone is like calling me and texting me and stuff. It's so weird. Tammy Cox. All right, we got to build a building first. Forester's Shack. And then did the time pass while I was clicking? I don't think enough time passed that I wasn't paying attention to the time. We got to wait for a day to go by. There we go. Okay, so it went through. Now I'm getting mess. No one ever contacts me, and all of a sudden, so their current activity is building, and their next activity is building. So this is right, except let's double check. So we want to. Well, let's make sure. We want to make sure that this is, where the fuck is this thing? Forest Shack. Yeah, max workers is 2. And there was only one thing being built. So let's test. The next thing we need to test is to build 2 things. I guess I could have just added on another building. Now we have 2 build. We build them all. All right, we can't build this because I said it has 50,000 influence cost, and I never put in a fucking tooltip. Add tooltip for why you can't build something, or why you can't click on a county improvement in the list. This is definitely an issue. And I haven't messed with, we messed with tooltips for like 20 minutes one day, but that is it. What did the debug log say? It didn't put anything down here. Okay, I guess it just took another day. Oh, right, because I hadn't done it yet on this thing. Mildred Young is building the Fisher Shack. Mildred Young is building the Forester Shack. Okay, so we got a problem here. And that problem is... I don't think I'm using this right. Is the problem. I think that's the problem. Uh, Squigs. I mean, if they're going to fill it in for me, I don't think continue is what I want. I think I want something else. I don't know why I stopped that instead of just reloading it. We got to build something first. We're going to build two things. That under construction is pretty dark back there, but no, this is if it's equal to idle. If they're idle, no, that is if they're not idle. Wait, if they're idle, if they're idle, it should do this stuff. So if they're not idle, it should do this, which so then the first so it goes through. Oh, I know the problem. We need it to get out of here. If this happens, we need to return here. Just bail out. That's what we need to do. Because you're done with this person. Don't assign him to any more shit. Just, you're fucking done. I think. You know, we could trick this, and I wouldn't have to do this. We're going to trick it. All right, so that sort of worked, but it didn't work. This one should be continue. Um, let's stop this. Let's go to our Forester's Shack, and let's click that, and let's go, or our Fisher's Shack and our Forester's Shack, and we'll click those two things. Now they should already be on the list to be built, and yeah. Oh, under construction doesn't pop up when I do that, though. It doesn't matter. I think I was too slow to get it by 1 a.m. It's hour 0. Well, now nothing is working. All right, I'm going to go take a quick break, and then we're going to figure this out. It shouldn't be all that hard, actually. It's just I'm doing something stupid. Oh, I wonder if I check this, it's not throwing off, if it's not doing the right stuff. Anyways, I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. And let me put on my break timer, wherever it is. Here it is. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Oh, time's still passing. I didn't stop anything. Um, there's kind of a work emergency I got to deal with too. It's a bummer. I guess let me text my work and number go to. Uh, all right. So this is the joys of IT. Is generally my work. Everything's all set up exactly how I want it at my work, so I don't have to worry about anything. And we switched phone systems, and I pointed out an issue with it, and they didn't listen to me. And now the issue is happening on a weekend. Uh, so let's see here. If I don't put this continue in, we could put an if statement. How does continue work? Someone mentioned it in chat one day, and it worked for whatever we were doing, but now maybe I'm misunderstanding it. Maybe that's the problem, is I don't know what I'm doing. Break jumps out of the loop when I is equal to 4. If I is equal to 4, breaks one iteration in the loop, but I have nested loops in that. So I think, do we want break here? I just wanted to break out of this one and go to the next person, but break, what did I, oh, I put return. I put return before, and I think I want break. But break is using switches. That's where I, the fuck do I know? All right, we gotta wait. We have the buildings already marked, and that could be part of the problem too. Um, hour 0. Yeah, let's put these buildings back and manually do it. It might be that I don't have that set up right. It seems like I do, but they're not getting thrown their construction thing. That could be happening too fast. Um, let's see. We got to build something then. I would like that thing to work, but I guess it might not be. We're going to build 2 things. We don't really need to close that. In fact, we don't want to close that. Okay. All right, so that works, but it's not working right. So this is the problem with this, what we're doing. All right, we got to do 2 things here. We're going to need to update what that says. Uh, so there's 2 things we got to check. First off, we got to do if this is less than this, and if the county improvement is being built equals true, because it's going through every county and doing this check in the morning, and right now it's building for every single county regardless of its if it's less than that number. And that's not what we want. We want it to just be this county, whatever county I'm on right now, Portland. So it's just going to be on Portland. Perhaps we're not telling it that it's being built when we put that, when we click that thing. That's going to be under here. All right, we can stop this from running. Um, update possible building. This is for that. When we click a building button, you press the building button. You press the building. Yes was pressed. Okay, so that's going to be under confirmation, our confirmation thing. Are we getting the confirmation thing? Am I just clicking it without thinking? Yes. I said, um, okay, where's our confirmation thing? Uh, it is under this script here. Yes was pressed. Under construction, update labels. Did we put a thing in here? Under construction, update labels. We didn't do this, so this is this is another problem. We have all sorts of problems here. Under construction, and then we also want what are we doing here? Building control county improvement data is being built equals true. Wonder how that other thing ever worked. The other day on Friday, I had this day where like everything was working perfectly, and I had a feeling that something fishy was going on, and now we're having the repercussions of. Okay, so these people should be. I didn't pause it. I keep doing that. I keep minimizing. Those people should be building a Fisher Shack in Portland because there's like 5 people or whatever. So that those people are building the Fisher Shack in Portland. Let's see. Are there people building stuff here? Whoops. Yeah, there's no one building stuff there. Perfect. So before it was kicking off everything, and we didn't want that. So that this is fixed now. But we need to go back to this thing. This is like a UI prefab thing. This is called population row button. We need to put in here when this is instantiated, wherever the fuck that is. That's going to be under this thing. I was trying a different naming convention, which is why that thing is. So this should generate population rows. So this is going to be their their current activity is I'm going to double check some things here. I'm waiting for my work to text me back, but I guess they don't. I guess it's not that much of an as much of an emergency as I thought. It is. It is. They're just I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. So this is going to be their current activity, but we need to say if person current activity is equal to all text dot jobs dot idle their current activity will be their next activity. If it's not idle, we're going to put currently there's only 2 activities, but let's pretend that there's more. So if there's more, and this is that question, man. What question? If their current activity is equal, the question is when do you use a switch? Because I've always been told switches are like the slowest things on the planet, and you're not supposed to use them unless it's absolutely necessary, or they're in a not time specific or not time required part of the code. Uh, if person.current activity is equal, we could just do this. Let's do it this way, actually, instead. All text, jobs, building, else, it's just going to be this. This will be like this. Right now there's only 2. This is like the opposite of what we just did, but whatever. Building, this needs to be building. What does this alt text say? I have too many fucking things open. Building is exactly what it says. Building. Person. Current improvement name. So if the current activity is equal to building, else it just says that their current activity is their current activity. This is only going to work for a little bit, but I don't know what the third option will be. So this is only going to work while there are 2 enums on the list. I think the next things will be like farming, fishing, whatever. Damn it! Now I want to go back to the other. Well, yeah, all right. We'll deal with that later. And then their next activity will be if the person's next activity is equal to building, we're going to do it this. Sort of. I feel like I'm duplicating some work here. But their current activity and their next activity can be different, so I guess we have to do it this way. And this may fuck up some other shit, but I want to be able to see we need to be able to see what improvement they're working on. So, I was just saying that, Moose. I was saying that it's the question, the never-ending question about when to use a switch. Because I've always been told that switches are incredibly slow. So to try to never use switches if possible. All right, so we need to build something, and we need to check if this says the right thing, which it does. We need to wait. I don't know where I was clicking. Building Forester's Shack, building Forester's Shack. And how's it going, Moose? Anyways, how's life in the fast lane? Uh, that is what we want. And there's no right now. It never knows. Oh wait, did it add more people to it? No, it added the same people. So we got something wrong here. It's also not doing the heroes because they're in a separate list. So we need to do the heroes first because the hero hasn't been spawned. We'll fix this though first. Um, if their current activity is not equal to idle, it's just supposed to do this, and then we can return. We don't need to go any farther. I think we don't need to check any more shit. We're in the wrong faction. That faction can't build shit. I was waiting. Uh, um, learn Git so I don't lose everything. Yeah, Git is hard. I don't know what the fuck a jump table is. Never heard of it. Doesn't mean I'm not willing to learn. Uh, why? I think so. Ray Roberts is scavenging. Oh no, my thing is broken. This return doesn't work. Um, oh my work has replied, and I cannot. Let's see what we're thinking about here. Yeah, return isn't so it return gets you out of the whole thing. Maybe we need break here. So a lot of my programming knowledge, Moose, is from a very long time ago, and so a lot of it is like I said, where they're like, there's no, you're never supposed to use a switch because they're incredibly slow, and except on certain cases. But that may have changed in the past while. Okay, so these people are building that. That's right. And then it kicks off and it goes back to. So yeah, there's something wrong with my brakes and things here. You know what? This shouldn't say idle. This is part of my problem. This is my problem right here. Is my fucking GD print is wrong. This should be current activity. If I was saying that they're idle, that's what. So every time this happens, I'm like, they're idle. Why are they idle? It's because I have my fucking debug, my GD print. Uh, yes, and so that's the other thing that people keep, not keep, but it comes up somewhat regularly that you're supposed to break out of loops if or whatever if statements if you have a bunch of them lined up and stuff. Um, all right, I have to reply to my work. It's always on weekend or Uh, oh, let me build something first while we wait for this. And then it should add those people. Who is this? By the way, my people from my work like to text me. They never say who they are. I have to just learn from context. All right, so we got a problem. Oh no, we don't. Yeah, we do. So these people. Normally, I do not text when I'm streaming. It's just an emergency. It should go through both of these people. This break is doing something wrong. Because it's breaking it out of the... I don't know how this shit works. I just wanted to get out of this if. And if I do continue, is that what I want? Continue. Breaks one... Alright, so I want continue. Jesus Christ. So I just want it to continue. I just don't need it to check this other stuff. I'm just trying to do it proper, man. It doesn't matter. It probably doesn't really matter that much. Let's do these two people. I don't know why, but I want to do the two people one. Then we wait. All right, they're in the building. Is building whatever. Workday is over. Okay, and they're building. So that's right. Everything's right. It was my stupid thing here. And my stupid thing here. It was two stupid things compounded. So if that's working, then we need to have it start generating work. Because right now, well, is it reassigning them every day? I don't want it to reassign them every day. So let's think about this. If their job is not idle, it doesn't. This should stop reassigning them every day, and it doesn't. Let's put that up here. This person, this person is not. Let's do it this way. Is not getting reassigned. They are working on line 45. You probably want a ditch break on this too if it's not meant to end the loop. This is... So it's going through this list, and if this is less than this and it's being built, it needs to go through all of this stuff. I can't remember why I put it in there, so let's see what happens if it's gone. And that was like 10 minutes ago. Let's do this 5 one now. Workday is over. Then we're going to deal with that later. There's the 5 people. Workday is over. They're not getting reassigned. Yeah, I don't know what that break was doing there. It's gone. Thank you. It's history. There we go. So then after they are assigned is when we need to go to here. What are we doing on day start? Generate leader. I guess that's a sort of work. And this we have not done anything. I take that back. We have done something. Workday over for population. This is code from Unity, so I'm looking to see if we want to use it. I don't think we do. Kind of we do, but I didn't. I've changed how I do everything. Go through all the counties, have people building, add their work to the building. My God, my phone. They just won't stop. They don't give a fuck. Go through all the counties and have people. So what order to have this? Yeah. So we want this to go like this. And there's another way we could do this, and I actually think we should do it this way. If their current improvement is not equal to null. So if they have something in current improvement that they're working on, they are building squigs. Improvement name. Then we'll convert this Unity code over. Well, I'm almost done with converting Unity code, and I'm going to be quite happy when that happens. What the fuck is this? This is going to be gone. This is going to be, because the person knows in this one. They didn't know what they were working on, I guess. I feel like they did, but work completed is added. Where this is going to actually, this is eventually going to be a skill check. Right now, it's just whatever. It's kind of going to be like that game that I played the other night. What was that one called? Mercury Falling, where when a person's working, it just does a check, a skill check, and if they fail, like, they don't complete as much. Work completed is less than, what is this? If work complete is less than equal to work costs, I don't think I called it work cost. I think it's max amount of work. So if this is equal to this, is built is true. I guess it's probably already on. All right, do it. This is going to be kind of a pain in my ass. I don't think my building improvement resource. It doesn't have the building resource doesn't, or this doesn't have the thing that it is on the screen. I'm talking about this thing. Um, it doesn't have this. It doesn't know what that is. So what we can do, what we can do, we could store it, but it's only stored for one. It's only stored sometimes. I mean, it's only stored for the player. It's not, the player, this is going to happen for, we're going to use the same code for the AI too. Um, I'm trying to think here how we're going to do this. It might be easier for me to look at this thing. We don't need the time to be going on. What happened to its under construction thing? It went away on its own? What happened there? Uh, so we can store when it moves over, we could store its like child number, and we could get rid of this, or we could store it in here, and if it's not null, I think we should store it in here. What is that thing? It's a scene. It's a control. Let's put this at the top, and then if it's not null, what did we call that? Possible building control. And what's your problem? This is going to be public too, but type not derived from node should not export node values. That's fine. So actually, we want this not to be a control. We want this to be a possible building control, possible building control. And then when we click on that, no, when we generate that, we're going to assign it to the thing, to its own thing, and it will be null. We'll have to unassign it. Wow, how the fuck will we do that? We'll have to unassign them all. Wow, we'd have to go through there's got to be an easier way to do this. Let me think. We can keep a number in there for its child, but that's the same issue. We're gonna still have to unassign it, like when the screen closes, because you're gonna be clicking through multiple things. Is there another way we can get to this information? We could have like an ID that would be the same number thing. So the only time this is going to apply, let me make this so we can build it here. What was your problem? building info does not, we just got to hit save there. Uh, so the only time this is going to apply is if you have this open while time is passing. I'm trying to think if we could make it so you can't unpause it. You can't unpause it while this is open. Uh, do we have other things unpausable? Well, yeah, you can't pause it. Yeah, so there's something. Let's just do that, and that will solve all of our problems. I'm trying to think of you would want to unpause. I don't feel like you would want to, but maybe I'm just trying to think on the same side as what I'm wanting to do. But I don't think you can unpause it. Yeah, you can unpause it in other places too. So when that screen opens, we need to go to this thing. On visibility changed. We need to turn off the controls. Well, we have two things. Let me test. Can we click through? We can't click through, which is good. But yeah, we need to turn off the. Where did I put that? Player controls, instance. All right, where did I stick that? I think I had it named like controls, like just the word controls. And I'm not a big fan of. Oh, we got the typo here too. I'm not a big fan of that anymore because. Oh, we put it in globals. That's fine. That is fine. Makes sense. Then this. All right. That will solve that issue. And then what we'll do. We won't need to find out any of that shit that we can take that thing out of here. Oh, you know what? Fuck you, button. Did that just do what I think it did? Yeah, it did. Fuck this button. I hit space while this was on, and this thing is grab. Fuck you, button. You piece of shit. Can I change that? Let's see. Building confirmation. Focus. Where beeth you? So I hit space. What happened was I hit space while that screen was open. That yes screen was up, and it selected yes. And I don't want it to do that. It's not the end of the world, but I don't want it to. Unfocusable. If true, the window can't be focused nor interacted with. No, I don't think. Is there babies of this thing? No. Maybe you can't do it with this pop-up thing. That's why we're testing out these. um, mine works fucking having a meltdown. I'm texting while I'm streaming. All right, I'm gonna try to fix this issue for my work. All right, let me do this thing for my work. Isn't this great? This is the joys of IT. I'm gonna make it. I got to do all this on my other monitor, so you can't see it though. It's got to be invisible from your prying eyes. Let's see. Doesn't happen that frequently. When I first started my job, good God, man. People were calling me on weekends because their printer wouldn't print and shit. And it would be like it had fallen asleep. You know, their printer went to sleep and they would be like calling me up and be like, I can't print. Like, I don't care. It's a weekend. And I used to answer my phone all the time for that. And went back in the day, and then one day I kind of was just like I can't be interrupted like 20 times a weekend, you know. Um, let's see what the thing is doing here. You guys can't see this, but sales. Okay, I see what their problem is. Basically, what's happening is we changed phone systems, and they're not they're they're not going to the right place. Like I mentioned a minute ago, though, I did point this out to them, and they were just like, meh. That wasn't the response. The response was no response at all. Because I woke up so after the phone switched over, I started calling, at 7:30 before we opened one day to see if everything was working. And uh, I said, I don't think this is working right, but they didn't care. So I think what we need to do here is this is very exciting. This is a very exciting stream. While I look at the other monitor, and um, no, I don't think I can fix this how it's set up. I think it's permanently busted. I gotta rebuild it from scratch. Yep. Uh, well, yeah, this isn't set up right. You guys can't see this. Thank God. All right, I might have to cut my stream short. This is like a complete rebuild. Uh, and I mentioned this other thing to the people. So like we bought this new system, and I said there's a weird thing where this doesn't work after hours, and they said that's how it's supposed to work, and I was like, that saying, it's a feature, not a bug. I was like, this is a terrible feature. all or have opted out. Only to new. All right, I guess I gotta cut my stream short. It's kind of a bummer because I'm making some good progress and it's Sunday. Pieces of shit. Why doesn't anybody listen to me? All right. Well, all right. I got it's too. I was hoping I could just change a setting or two. So it's a short one. I got an hour and 40 minutes. Well, I guess it's like over half done. But we got partially. Let me hit play again and see what I don't even know what I was doing at this point. Okay, let me write that down because I do know what we're doing. Well, let's make sure that one last change kicked in where we can't change it when we can't unpause it when. All right, that works. That works. We can't unpause it. So basically, we're going to put in here if the building is built, the under construction label needs to be turned off. That's all. All of this, like the last 20 minutes, was just for this. All right, that's it. And then next weekend, I have a 3-day weekend next week. Oh, I have a 4-day weekend, I think, next weekend. So, yeah, we'll get caught up then. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. Moose, thanks for the break help. And I'm gonna look into switches and all that. Again, like I said, my knowledge is outdated. As you know, I'm relearning, etc., etc. It's like 30 years old. All right. Talk to you guys later. Have a good